So we come to the third part of the light welter division. So we finished on Jean-Martin Corgi from Argentina beating Patricio Oliva. So May the 7th, 1988. May the 7th, 1988. Jean-Martin Corgi wins in the second round by KO against Sang-Ho Lee from Korea in Rosetta, Italy. Then we've got January the 21st, 1989. Jean-Martin Corgi wins on points over 12 rounds against Harold Brazier from the US in Vasto, Italy. 12 rounds point decision. And then we've got April the 29th, 1989, Jean-Martin Corgi April 29th, 1989, Jean-Martin Corgi from Argentina wins on points over 12 rounds against Inakabu Hiranaka from Japan in Vasto, Italy. And then you got March 24th. March the 24th. March 24th, 1990, Jean-Martin Corgi wins on points over 12 rounds against Jose Luis Ramirez from Mexico. 12 rounds points decision over Jose Luis Ramirez from Mexico in JCO, Argentina. Then you got August the 17th, 1990, Loreto Garza from the US wins on points over 12 rounds against Jean-Martin Corgi from Argentina in Nice, France. On December the 1st, 1990, Loreto Garza wins by disqualification 11th round against Vinny Pazienza, the Tasmanian Devil, in the US, and that was in Sacramento. And then you got June the 14th, 1991, Edwin Rosario from Puerto Rico wins in the third round, referee stopping the fight, against Loreto Garza in Sacramento. Then you got April the 10th, 1992, Kinabo Hiranaka from Japan wins in the first round, referee stopping the fight, against Edwin Rosario from Puerto Rico. That was in Mexico City. And then you got September the 9th, 1992, Morris East from the Philippines. Morris East from the Philippines. Wins in the 11th round, referee stopping the fight. In the 11th round against Ikenabo Haranaka from Japan in Tokyo, Japan. And then you've got January the 13th, 1993, Jean-Martin Corgi from Argentina wins in the 8th round. Referee stops the fight against Morris East in Mar del Plata, Argentina. Then April the 10th, 1993, Jean-Martin Corgi from Argentina wins in the 7th round, referee stopping the fight against Jose Rivera from Puerto Rico in Mar del Plata in Argentina. So that's January the 13th, 1993. Jean-Martin Corgi wins. Referee stops the fight in the 8th round against Morris East from Philippines in Mar del Plata, Argentina. And then you got April the 10th, 1993. Jean-Martin Corgi wins in the 7th round. Referee stopping the fight against Jose Rivera from Puerto Rico. And that was in Mar del Plata, Argentina. Then you got June the 23rd, 1993. Jean-Martin Corgi wins in the 5th round by KO against Hiroyuki Yoshino, Japan. Lovely. And that was in Tokyo, Japan. Then you got August the 13th, 1993. Jean-Martin Corgi wins on points over 12 rounds against Jose Barboza from Venezuela in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Then September the 24th, 1993, Jean-Martin Corgi wins in the 10th round, referee stopping the fight against Guillermo Cruz from Mexico in Tucumán, should I say, Tucumán, Argentina. Yes, I go back. August the 13th, 1993, Jean-Martin Corgi wins on points over 12 rounds against Jose Barboza of Venezuela. That's in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Then September the 24th, 1993, Jean-Martin Corgi wins in the 10th round. Referee stopping the fight against Guillermo Cruz from Mexico in Tucumán, Argentina. December the 17th, 1993, Jean-Martin Corgi wins in the 7th round, referee stopping the fight against Edir Gonzalez from Colombia in Tucumán, Argentina. Then you got May the 18th, 1994, Jean-Martin Corgi wins in the 3rd round, referee stopping the fight against Edir Gonzalez from Colombia in Las Vegas, Nevada. Then you got September the 17th, 1994, Frankie Randall from the US wins on points over 12 rounds on points against Jean-Martin Corgi in Las Vegas, Nevada. December the 10th, 1994, Frankie Randall wins in the 7th round, referee stopping the fight against Rodney Moore from the US in Monterrey, Mexico. June the 16th, 1995, December the 10th, 1994, Frankie Randall wins in the 7th round, referee stopping the fight against Rodney Moore from the US in Monterrey, Mexico. And then you got June the 16th, 1995, Frankie Randall. December the 10th, 1994, Frankie Randall beats Rodney Moore in the 7th round. Referee stops the fight in the from the US in Monterrey, Mexico. Then June the 16th, 1995, Frankie the Sergeant Randall wins on points over 12 rounds against Jose Barboza in Lyon, France. And then January the 13th, 1996, Jean-Martin Corgi wins by technical decision against Frankie the Sergeant Randall. In the 5th round, that's in Miami, Florida. Then August 16th, 1996, Frankie Randall wins on points over 12 rounds against Jean-Martin Corgi in 12 rounds points decision over Jean-Martin Corgi in Buenos Aires, Argentina. In January 11th, 1997, Khalid Rahilou from France wins in the 11th round, referee stopping the fight, against Frankie the Sergeant Randall, and that was in Nashville, Tennessee. Frankie Randall being the first man to beat Chavez later on, but again I digress. So July the 5th, 1997, Khalid Rahilou wins in the 7th round, referee stops the fight against Marty Jakubowski in the US in Casablanca, Morocco. February 21st, 1998, Khalid Rahilou wins on points over 12 rounds against Jean-Baptiste Mendy from France in Paris, France. Then October the 10th, 1998, Chambra Mitchell wins on points over 12 rounds against Khalid Rahilou. Chambra Mitchell from the US wins on points over 12 rounds against Khalid Rahilou from France in Paris, France. Then February 6th, 1999, Chambra Mitchell wins on points over 12 rounds against Pedro Saez from the US in Washington DC. And then August 24th, 1999, Chambra Mitchell wins on points over 12 rounds against Reggie Green from the US. 12 rounds points decision over Reggie Green from the US in Washington DC. Then November the 13th, 1999, Chambra Mitchell wins on points over 12 rounds against Elio Ortiz from Venezuela. 12 rounds point decision over Elio Ortiz from Venezuela in Las Vegas, Nevada. Then you got September the 16th, 2000, Chambra Mitchell wins on points over 12 rounds against Felix Flores from Puerto Rico in Las Vegas, Nevada. Then the New York title, the New York Commission continued to regard Wilfred Benitez as the champion until he announced in August 1977 that he could no longer make the weight. So, being the youngest champion ever, Wilfred Benitez, August the 3rd, 1977, Wilfred Benitez wins in the 15 rounds. In the 15th round, referee stopping the fight against Guerrero Chavez from Canada in New York. So the WBC title, December the 14th, for this WBC now, December the 14th, 1968, Pedro Digui from Philippines wins on points over 15 rounds against Adolphe Pruitt. That was in Manila, the Philippines, for the vacant title. Then January 31st, 1970, Bruno Acari from Italy wins on points over 15 rounds against Pedro Abegu, and that was in Rome, Italy. Then you got July the 10th, 1970, Bruno Acari wins by disqualification the 6th round against Rene Rook from France, and that was in Lignano, Italy. Then you got October 30th, 1970, Bruno Acari wins in the 3rd round by KO against Raimondo Diaz from Brazil. That's in Genoa, Italy. And also, yeah, just before that he beat Renaud Roux from France by disqualification. Then we got March the 6th, 1971. Bruno Akari wins on points over 15 rounds against Joao Henrique. That was in Rome, Italy. Then you got January 29th, 1971. Bruno Akari wins in the 9th round, referee stopping the fight against Enrique Jana from Argentina in Palermo, Italy. Then October the 10th, 1971, Bruno Akari wins by 10th round KO against Domingo Barrera in Genoa, Italy. Then June 10th, 1972, Bruno Akari wins in the 12th round by KO against Joao Henrique in Genoa, Italy. Bruno Akari stops Joao Henrique in the 12th round by KO. Then you got December the 2nd, 1972. Bruno Akari wins on points over 15 rounds on points against Everaldo Costa Azevedo from Brazil. That's Everaldo Costa Azevedo from Brazil in Turin, Italy. Bruno Akari beats him by points decision over 15 rounds. So you got February the 6th, 1974. Bruno Akari wins by disqualification in the 8th round against Tony Ortiz from Spain in Turin, Italy. Then you've got August 1974. Akari relinquishes the title because of his weight problems. September 21st, 1974. Perico Fernandez from Spain wins on points over 15 rounds against Leon Furiyama. That was in Rome, Italy. He wins on points over 15 rounds. Perico Fernandez for the vacant WBC title. Then we've got April the 19th, 1975. Perico Fernandez wins by KO in the 9th round against Joao Henrique. That was in Barcelona, Spain. Then July the 15th, 1975. The old Muay Thai guy from Thailand, Siansak Muang Sorin from Thailand, wins in the 8th round by retirement against Perico Fernandez in Bangkok, Thailand. Not many fights he had there. So June 25th, 1976, Siansak Muang Saring from Thailand wins on points over 15 rounds against Leon Furiyama in Tokyo, Japan. And when Siansak Muang Saring beats Perico Fernandez, it was in Bangkok. Then we got June the 30th, 1976, Miguel Velasquez from Spain wins in the 4th round by disqualification against Siansak Muang Saring in Madrid, Spain. And then October 29th, 1976, Siansak Muang Saring wins in the 2nd round, referee stopping the fight against Miguel Velasquez from Spain. That was in Segovia, Spain. So we got January the 5th, 1977. Siansak Muang Saring wins in the 15th round, referee stopping the fight against Monroe Brooks from the US in Chiang, Thailand. And then we got April the 2nd, 1977. Siansak Muang Saring from Thailand wins by KO in the 6th round against a Duran opponent, later Duran opponent, Guts Ishimatsu from Japan. 6th round KO, Siansak Muansarin beats him by, and that was in Tokyo, Japan. Then we got Siansak Muansarin. So we go again, June the 17th, 1977. Siansak Muansarin wins on points over 15 rounds against Perico Fernandez. That was in Madrid, Spain. Then we got August the 20th, 1977. Siansak Muansarin wins in the 6th round by referee stopping the fight against Mike Everett from the US. That was in Royet, Thailand. Then you got October the 22nd, 1977. Siansak Muansarin wins a 15 rounds points decision against Sal Mambi from the US. Again, on record as being the oldest pro fighter, 64 I think it was, registered. Obviously that's not including the old bare knuckle guys, Jem Mace, etc. But again, he's in the record books for that. He was anyway. So again, I digress. Let's go back to that. October the 22nd, 1977. Siansak Muansarin wins on points over 15 rounds against Sal Mambi from the US in Korat, Thailand. Then December the 29th, 1977. Siansak Muansarin from Thailand wins in the 13th round by retirement against Joe Kim Puani from Zaire, and that was in Chanthabun, Thailand. Then you've got April the 8th, 1977. Siansak Muansarin wins in the 13th round by KO against Francisco Moreno from Venezuela in Hatyai, Thailand. So December the 30th, 1978. Kim Sang-hyun from Korea, I think, yeah, Korea, wins in the 13th round, referee stopping the fight against Siansak Muansarin. That was in Seoul, Korea. Then you've got June the 3rd, 1979. Kim Sang-hyun wins on points over 15 rounds against Fitzroy Giuseppe from Trinidad, I think that is. 15 rounds points decision over him. That's in Seoul, Korea. Then you've got March. Then you've got October the 4th, 1979. Kim Sang-hyun wins by 11th round KO against Masahiro Yokai from Japan, and Kim Sang-hyun beats Masahiro Yokai from Japan in the 11th round, referee stopping the fight in Tokyo, Japan. Then you've got February 23rd, 1980. Sal Mambi wins by 14th round KO against Kim Sang-hyun from Korea in Seoul, Korea. So that's where I'm going to leave at the end of the third light welterweight boxing history video. Lovely, bang.